Mail marketing scams make an estimated £3.5 billion from some of the most vulnerable people in the UK each year. That's according to National Trading Standards. Some of those targeted can receive dozens of letters every day, claiming to be anything from a message from a clairvoyant to notification of a huge lottery win. Many missives are not what they seem. Mary, not her real name, has a father with dementia who fell prey to such letters. Our reporter Harry Kretschmer went to meet Mary and hear about her father's story.
The thing that made me first aware that there might be a problem was when I saw a large amount of mail on a regular basis that looked quite dodgy, to be honest. Congratulations, you won £500,000 or even more, or there's a cheque in your name, and always had my father's name on it. Okay, so here we've got lots of letters, some large, some small.
Just looking at this one, it's very attractive, isn't it? Special notice,
Absolutely.
urgent, guaranteed.
Absolutely. And they're all personalised.
Official letter.
Quite often it says to, and then it has my father's name.
With lots of handwriting, which might appeal to
Absolutely,
people.
Totally convinced. I spoke to him about my concerns that this wasn't as it appeared, because my dad got quite excited and thinking he'd be coming to quite a lot of money, and there were alarm bells going off because I just thought he's really quite vulnerable. But as the months went on, it wasn't something that was kind of on my radar all the time. And as we talked about it, I thought he was just binning the letters, to be honest. And then parcels started to arrive. Okay, so in this one box, we've got a perfumed body spray, a red heart pottery container to put things in, and a Christmas tree. Would you believe it? In April. When I was challenging quite hard because I felt that the mail was increasing, he actually started to keep it in his bedroom. And I have to say I did go in there and take quite a few envelopes that hadn't been opened. I'd take them away, and that felt wrong. You know, it's about helping him keep his dignity and make his own decisions, but I just wasn't confident he could make a decision that's in his own best interests, certainly around this mail. How it came to light is because my father's card was refused at his local supermarket for about £35 worth of shopping, and he phoned me up, distraught.
And the local bank branch helped you to take action?
They advised us to activate the power of attorney. They said it was really fortuitous I'd gone in on the day I had, because it was only the previous week that my dad had gone in and they'd been alerted and had some concerns. On that day, they put a block on any further payments to any company in France. And they ordered the last 2 years of accounts, of statements for me, and asked me to ring all the ones that I thought were suspicious, which I duly did. And it was then that I really realised the extent of the problem, that over a period of 22 months, £10,800 had gone from his account and 223 transactions, and I was just horrified.
That was Mary speaking to our reporter Harry Kretschmer. NatWest, Mary's father's bank, has since told us they will be making a goodwill payment to the family of around £4,700. The Royal Mail says it's working with National Trading Standards to stop scam mail and has a dedicated reporting system for customers. But besides reporting the actual problem, is there anything else you can do? Mary, who we heard from, was granted power of attorney to look after her father's affairs following his diagnosis with dementia, and she is actually part of a growing trend. The most recent figures for April to June this year showed a 16% rise on the same time the previous year, with around 150,000 people being granted those powers. And let's talk right now to Alan Eccles. He's Chief Executive of the Office for the Public Guardian, which grants power of attorney. Thanks for joining us. How easy, first of all, is it to get power of attorney? Do you need a lawyer, for example?
No, you don't necessarily need a lawyer. It depends how complex your financial and personal affairs are. I would suggest anybody that's thinking about it first goes to our website on gov.uk/OPG. You'll find a wealth of information and guidance there. And there's two routes to apply. We have an online tool that will guide people through the application process and give them relevant guidance as they go through each stage. And also we have have a paper-based pack that can be sent to people to look at and the guidance. And indeed, they can ring us up on 0300 456 0300.
And if you want to get power of attorney for, I don't know, your mother or your father, do you have to have their agreement?
Yes, you do, because it should be driven by the person who's granting the power of attorney, which in our language is the donor, which would be the person who's setting that up, and they have to have full capacity and understanding of what they're doing at the time.
What are the alternatives if you don't want to go that far, as it were?
Well, actually, I think that is the best way to protect people in the sort of circumstances we've heard about. And I would encourage actually anybody, as part of their normal future planning, to think about what would happen in a circumstance if they weren't able to make decisions for themselves. And by thinking about it before a crisis happens, you can decide who is that person who you would trust to make those decisions on your behalf.
And does it mean, for example, we heard about Mary going into the bank, if you have power of attorney, you can stop payments, can you, or how does it work?
If you've got a power of attorney and the donor or the person who's granted the power of attorney wishes it if they've got capacity, or if they lack mental capacity, then that gives you authority, if you've got a property and finance power of attorney, to actually do all the financial transactions on behalf of that person, which will include interacting with the bank.
And what if they can't tell you that it's okay to give power of attorney? What if they're not capable of doing so?
If it's not been set up by them when they've got the ability to make the decision for themselves, the only course of action for you is to go to the Court of Protection and ask a judge to appoint someone to have those powers to intervene.
Alan Eccles, thank you very much. That's very informative. Chief Executive of the Office of the Public Guardian. Thank you.